Hi guys, I'm the Viking. Welcome back to the channel. This is my review for Power Rangers Dino Fury Season 1 Episode 4 titled New Recruits. I've been enjoying this season so far. I like the characters, I like the villains, and it's a really good start to this season. Now, I like the storyline they're going towards in terms of the Power Rangers team isn't fully formed. We have our Red Ranger, we have our Blue Ranger, we have our Pink Ranger, but the rest of the team isn't formed. We don't know who the other Rangers are. I like how we're slowly getting towards that instead of just having our full team now and ready from episode 1. Also, the villain Void Knight, I love him. Badass voice, badass suit, really cool. He's got a nice little arc as well. Of course, he's a bad guy. He wants the sporks, but also he has another plan that we're not fully understanding yet because they really haven't told us. So I'm interested to see how that develops. But this episode, the plot follows General Boomtower tries to steal a mysterious orb from the city museum. When the Rangers struggle to stop him, they get help from an unexpected source. So this episode's good because Zato wants to get a job. He's trying to adapt to our culture. So he goes to Buzzblast. That's exactly where Amelia works as well to get a job. He goes for an interview with Jane, the owner of Buzzblast. And there's one position left, but he's going for it, but also this guy called Javi is going for it as well. And the two of them are going for the same position, and Jane can't decide. So she's like, okay, Javi, I want you to go to the museum and look at this mysterious orb and do an article, do a story on it. Zato, I want you to go meet the best athlete in the city. I want you to go do a story on her. So, and the best article, the best story wins, and the winner gets the job. So that's interesting. So Javi goes off to the museum, and Zato goes to meet the athlete, which is Izzy. So there's actually some nice comedic moments between those two in that moment, but also we cut to Void Knight, who doesn't have a spork as his next villain. He creates his own villain, and like a robot. And I actually thought that was pretty interesting because I expected all the villains to be from sporks. You know, every week a different spork, that kind of thing. But it's not. He creates Boomtower, and Boomtower is pretty badass as well. He's pretty cool. So I like how it wasn't a spork. And I like how there's new villains coming into it. It's not just sporks. Void Knight can create his own villain, so that's pretty cool. But then we cut to Zato back with Amelia and Ollie. They've gone to the track and field area to meet Izzy and do an interview with her. Izzy doesn't want to. I don't do interviews and stuff like that. And Zato's like, oh, well, because she's a javelin thrower. It's like, oh, I can help you with I'm a knight. I can help you get a longer throw. And she's like, laughing. I was like, okay, you're a knight. And then she makes a joke about there's a dragon. Did you fight dragons or something? And Zato goes, is there dragons here? So I thought that was pretty funny between those two. Some nice comedic moments. Made me laugh out loud. So that was good. But he shows her how to throw it longer. He does it, and she gets a longer throw. So she says, okay, fair enough, man. You got me my longer throw. I'll do an interview. So they're in the process of doing the interview, but it cuts to Javi, who's at the museum. Now, Void Knight, to get some power, he wants this orb. He wants this mysterious orb because it's going to give him more power. He's trying to build up so much energy for his plan that we don't really know what it is yet, but that's why he wants it. So he sends Mucus, he sends Boomtower as well. And also another kind of villain he had was Dragnarok. Dragnarok was absolutely hilarious in this episode because nobody would learn his name. And he's like, I'm Dragnarok. And he kept saying it throughout the entire episode. And there's even times where the scene ends and it kind of goes on for a few seconds and you hear, I'm Dragnarok. I thought it was absolutely fantastic and brilliant, and that was a cool outfit that kind of character had as well. But I just thought it was hilarious. Kind of reminded me of I Am Groot, that kind of way. But like, nobody would listen to Dragnarok. He just wanted people to learn his name. But yeah, so Mucus, Boomtower, and Dragnarok go to the museum. They get the orb. That's what they're trying to do. But Javi understands what they're doing as well. He's hiding out, and then the Rangers get a call, of course, to go to the museum. So Zato has to cut his interview early with Izzy, and they leave. They go to the museum to take on Mucus, Boomtower, and Dragnarok. And there's a nice little fight sequence there between those characters, those 6 characters. And you have Javi in the background looking and like, oh my god, it's the Power Rangers versus the monsters. And the orb kind of gets lost. It's kind of on the ground. Javi gets it. He gets into the Ranger's car, the Park Ranger's car, who we find out is actually the parent of both Izzy and Javi. So he gets into that car and he storms away with the orb. So that's interesting. Then the Park Ranger is talking to the Power Rangers after the Power Rangers defeat the monsters, and then the monsters leave because they're scared of the Power Rangers. But the Park Ranger and the Power Rangers have a discussion. They're talking about, oh, are you okay? Are you hurt? So they kind of teleport him to the hospital. And that's okay, he's fine, thank God, and all that kind of stuff. But then Izzy appears, and like the Power Rangers are like, what's she doing here? But she's actually the daughter of the Park Rangers. So that's kind of a nice connection of tissue there also. And then we learn that Javi is actually his son as well. So they're brother and sister. I think stepbrothers or something like that. Or maybe the Park Ranger is their stepfather. But I thought that was interesting, a Power Rangers team that has brothers and sisters on it. So that's gonna be awesome. So then, of course, Javi leaves in the car, and then the Power Rangers trying to think, where exactly will the orb be? Where will Javi be? And Izzy, being the sister, knows exactly where he's going because he likes to go off somewhere and play music, I think it was. And so that was pretty cool. So they teleport to exactly where Javi would be, but of course the monsters have found them first because Mucus was traveling on the side of the car in Mucus form as she does, and she was able to go back and tell Void Knight, tell Boom Tower and Ragnarok exactly where the orb is. So they get there first and they're surrounding Javi, who has the orb, but the Power Rangers come and they unleash some badassery. They start fighting the monsters. Nice cool action sequence. And then Javi understands that they want this orb, so he decides to break the orb, to get rid of it, to destroy it forever. But once he does that, there's some Power Ranger keys in it, some devices that will make them into Power Rangers. They get them, they use them, they put them into their hands, and next minute we have our new Black Ranger and our new Green Ranger. And this was an unbelievable fight sequence. One of the best Power Ranger scenes that I've ever watched in terms of fight spectacle action. It was really well done. It was one shot, and the Black Ranger stunt double and the Green Ranger stunt double did an amazing job here. Some of the best action I've seen this season so far. So they're now Power Rangers, and there was a nice cool moment with Izzy. Of course, the female Power Rangers get skirts. And Izzy's like, this skirt, I don't like skirts. And she tears it off. And I was like, that's pretty cool because not every girl likes wearing skirts or likes wearing pink. Or not every guy likes going to the gym or, drinking protein shakes or stuff like that. Some guys love comic books. Some girls don't like wearing skirts, stuff like that. So I like that how she tore the skirt off. And even Amelia likes skirts and she wears a skirt. And that's cool. But Izzy doesn't. She rips it off and that's it. And she fights. And I thought that was actually a pretty good moment, especially for kids, because kids would look at this and think, wow, okay, even though I'm a girl, I don't have to wear a skirt if I don't want to. So I actually thought that was a pretty touching moment right there. Nice little bit of writing from the team involved with Power Rangers Dino Fury. I like that. And the action sequence was great. Really enjoyed the action sequence big time. But of course, Mucus leave and you have Boom Tower leave as well and stuff like that. And Ragnarok is there. But the final boss fight of the episode where the Zords come in, I thought it was cool. We still don't have our black sword yet, or we still don't have our green sword yet. Even Izzy and Javi were talking about where's our Zords, But all five of them get into the main Zord that we have so far from the Red Ranger, from Amelia, and from Ollie's Zords as well. So there was 5 in a 3-person Zord. I don't know how that worked. I don't know if the Black and Green Ranger were actually controlling it or whatever. But it looked badass. It looked cool. And they eventually beat the monster in the end. But yeah, Void Knight is trying to get Ragnarok's spork as well. But the Power Rangers get it first. So I think last week they got the spork as well. So I think only Void Knight has 1 spork right now, and the Power Rangers have 2 or 3. So he needs to up his game if he wants to try and be a threat towards the Power Rangers and get his overall plan to fruition. But yeah, I thought it was a really good episode, top-notch episode, one of my favorites of the season so far. Action was badass, the comedic moments worked. The robot stuff with Jane I still don't like, but I understand why it's there for kids and all that kind of stuff, so I can live with it. It's okay. And there was kind of a funny moment at the end where Jane is programming her to be a news anchor, and yeah, it's kind of funny. It is funny, but it's a little bit cheesy. But yeah, it was a good fight sequence with Ragnarok, where there's Zords and he's big. Very well done. Enjoyed it. As I said, the action in this season so far has been absolutely brilliant. Really enjoyed it. Then we cut back to the Power Rangers kind of temple, or their home base, and they still don't know who the Red Ranger is, who the Green Ranger, or the Blue Ranger and the Pink Ranger is. They don't know that it's actually Zeto, Amelia, and Ollie, who Izzy was talking to beforehand, and who Javi met at Buzz Blast. So they finally realize that they're the Power Rangers. So that's cool. They have a nice moment, all 5 of them. So now we have our Power Ranger team finally formed. We have the Power Ranger. I expect 1 more Power Ranger by the end of the season. There's always a 6th Ranger, mostly. So I'm expecting maybe a White Ranger, or maybe another Yellow Ranger, or something like that. That would be cool to see how the season develops. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the villains big time. Void Knight is, I love him. I really like Void Knight. I'd love a toy of Void Knight. I really would. I'm definitely going to look into that. But yeah, then we cut to Buzz Blast, where Jane isn't impressed because the 2 guys, Javi and Zeto, missed their deadline for their article because they're off doing Power Ranger stuff. They were saving the city. But Jane decides to give it to Javi for his kind of leadership and his kind of his braveness. by taking the orb from the monsters and running away. So he got rewarded with a job at Buzz Blast, so it all works out in the end, and Zato doesn't get a job. But guys, yeah, this was an overall really good episode, really enjoyed it. What did you guys think of Power Rangers Dino Fury episode 4 of season 1, titled The New Recruits? We have our Power Ranger team finally fully formed. What's going to happen for the rest of the season? Who will prevail as the winner? Will Void Knight's plan come to fruition? Let's wait and see. But overall, good episode. Looking forward to next week's one already. And yeah, season's been well written, and I like those underlining themes of I don't want to wear a skirt, I don't have to. So that was pretty good. Yeah, guys, what? Let me know below what your thoughts are. Give a like, comment, subscribe, like the video. Come follow me on all the social medias. That stuff is in the end credits. And I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Be kind and don't wear a skirt if you don't want to. It's your choice.